All right. Well, thank you very much for everybody joining us today. It's exciting times. Want to help everybody learn and get educated about being a first-time home buyer and what your options are. I'm here with Haley.
Hey guys.
Hey, wanted to introduce ourselves. My name is Sean, and we're local Sonoma County um, realtor and lender. So this is a lot of information, and just buying a house, thinking about it, it brings a lot of stress, anxiety, questions, concerns to mind. I mean, it's like, where do I start? What do I look at? I look at Zillow, I look at this, I look at realtor.com, and so on and so forth. So much information out there. What my payment's going to be? How much do I need to put down? 20%. There's all these different questions that come up with everybody top of mind. So we're here to be able to answer those and put the myths to rest, per se.
Mhm.
So the agenda, we're going to let you know who we are, introduce ourselves. We'll talk a little bit about the pathways to homeownership, mistakes to avoid, top 5 mistakes to avoid, a little bit of Q&A and one-on-one appointments to be able to personally answer your questions. And because everybody's scenario is different, everybody's situation is different, so we want to make sure that we customize it to your needs. And we'll share a link with you to be able to assist you to schedule a one-on-one. So my name is Sean Hajiji. I'm a mortgage broker here in Sonoma County in California. I'm also licensed in Washington State, and 35 years of finance and customer service experience here in Sonoma County. Love educating our first-time home buyers, people who need to learn the process and don't know anything about it. That's my favorite thing to do, to help you, teach you the ropes, what to do, what not to do, help you get there, because I consider myself, and people said so, mortgage expert, and my expert in my field. And today I'm lucky enough to have Miss Haley here with me. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Haley Braca. I'm a licensed realtor here in Sonoma County. I've lived here for the past over 20 years, actually. And I love helping clients find their first home. I'm a master negotiator with Vanguard Properties, and I'm everybody's favorite home girl. So, yeah.
Yeah, so just because she's in Sonoma County doesn't mean she cannot help you in the Bay Area. So anywhere in the Bay Area, she'll be more than happy to assist you as well.
Yeah, so I'm very familiar with like the East Bay, Oakland area. I've been, Oakland, San Francisco, Alameda County, just in general. I'm all over the place. So
100%. This is a really, really great program that Haley is spearheading here. She's going to tell you a little bit more about it.
yeah, so how many of you have been feeling like owning a home sounds great, but your credit isn't exactly where it needs to be at? You're not alone in that. Honestly, most first time home buyers I meet, they don't start off ready. We get them ready. So that's exactly why I created my program called Credit to Keys, because I want to be able to give people a real plan to help get them that yes that they need to be pre-approved. So what Credit to Keys actually is, it's a step-by-step 12-month roadmap to home ownership is what I call it. So where I meet myself and Sean help you understand what's actually hurting your credit, because it's not always what you think. So we're strategically trying to improve your credit score and build your buying power. So most importantly, it's getting you in a position to get approved, not just applying for mortgages.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't know exactly what their credit score is, or how to go about it, and what is good enough to be able to qualify for it. My credit score is 500, 550, 600. Where does it need to be? So this would be able to help you get to where you need to be able to get into the right position.
100%, because you don't need perfect credit, you need a plan. So by this time next year, you could still be renting or you could be walking into your own home. It all depends on what you do with this information today.
Yep. So simple steps to the homeownership. Of course, be here. You're in the right place, right time. Come to this class, learn the process, right? Get pre-approved with your mortgage broker. House hunt with your wonderful realtor and move into your dream home. Of course, there's a lot of pathways to get to these final destination, but again, we're here to be able to help you navigate it and get there while we're looking out for your best interest. So there are some mistakes that we want to make sure you avoid. And some of them are going to be in this class here today. Mistake number one, not checking which programs you qualify for. So some of the things is that there are different programs for different credit criterias, different scenarios, different situations, and we want to make sure that you are aware of what's available out there. So when we do is that best thing to do is again set up an appointment with us, share the link to be able to make sure you qualify. You can get what you qualify for. Let's see here. One thing I think we missed here is, oops, sorry. Here we go. Community Heroes Program. This is a program that Haley is participating, and you want to tell a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so the Community Heroes Program, it's essentially a program where you're getting money back if you fall under this category of veterans, active duty, doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, EMTs. I think, oh, it doesn't say teachers. So yeah, so anybody that falls under this category, I've met quite a few people that do, and I didn't know about this program a couple months ago. So how, Sean, you could answer this probably. How new is this program?
It's been around, but it has not been really publicized that much. And you know what? The folks that are in this list here are very important people in our community, and they deserve a break. They deserve a chance to be able to get recognized and also assisted in the process of their home purchase process. So we want to make sure that you're recognized for that, and we put some money back into your pockets and thank you in that way. So there's a lot of questions about grants, right? First time buyer home grants. Do they have to be paid back? How do they qualify for them? Are there forgivable second mortgages, down payment assistance programs? Yeah, there's a lot to it. Grants do not need to be paid back if it's a government grant or money that's being given to you as a grant. Um, there are forgivable second mortgages available too. There's down payment assistance available too. There are some that have income limit qualifications, and then there are some that don't have any income limit qualifications. So again, we'll schedule our one-on-one and to be able to answer those questions and see what you qualify for based on your criteria. Hello. So down payment, here we go. Down payment assistance. So one of the things about down payment assistance is that there are FHA down payment assistance program that'll help you to qualify for a zero down payment option. That means for as far as the down payment, you put nothing, you put nulch, zero. They would cover FHA program would cover your down payment for you, and it would be covering that. So your expense would be basically your closing costs, which in many cases, actually, Ms. Haley would be able to negotiate that with the seller of a property to be able to get some seller concessions to cover that, all of it, if not most of it, for you. So
Yep, exactly. And actually, Sean, so what's one of the lowest amounts you've seen someone spend out of pocket with the down payment assistance program and an FHA loan coming out of pocket for them to get a house?
that's a good question. Under $1,000.
And
Under
that's,
a thousand dollars to get into a home. Yeah, that's a big deal.
yeah, that's less than a security deposit to get into an apartment.
Yeah, for real. So there's mistake number two, not getting a pre-approval. Pre-approval is pretty crucial to the whole process, because when you're ready to make an offer, you look around, you shop around, you look at homes, and you find the one that you love, right? Next step is to make an offer on it. Well, steps are the seller would consider an offer if there's a pre-approval letter attached to it. So basically, the seller doesn't want to accept your offer and wait to see if you get approved. They want to accept an offer from somebody who is pre-qualified, pre-approved. They've been completely vetted and they're looked at by the lender, and there's no questions left. That they're even better being underwriter pre-approval, which is what I have my team do for you, which means that everything has been looked at. You got the green stamp. Go spend your money. Basically, that's the position that you want to be in.
Yeah, and this is more important than people realize. So just think about it like this: house hunting without a pre-approval, it's like filling up your DoorDash cart and then realizing you don't have any money in your account.
Right. No.
You're broken over a million never even had.
So three main pillars of mortgage approval is your credit, your income, and your down payment or your investment that you're putting into it. So a loan pre-approval, it helps you determine what your affordability is. So basically, if you are looking for $1 million home or $800,000 home, you want to make sure what are my payments going to be with my down payment or with based on my term, my 30-year, what my interest rate is going to be, and so forth, what my payments going to be. Are they comfortable for me? We want to make sure that you're comfortable with your payment, because ultimately, every month it shows up every 30 days, and you're responsible for it. So that's something that you are need to get prepared for and know what to expect. And the pre-approval will help you increase your bargaining power when negotiating with the seller, because you're pre-approved, you have a letter, you're good to go, and it makes you stand out above the rest. There's some do's and don'ts when it comes to loan pre-approvals and for tips and simple loan approval. So any questions that come up, definitely reach out to us. That's what we're here for. As your team, as your purchasing buying team, we want to make sure that we are available to you to be able to answer questions. So, continue living at your current status or your current location, your current residence, paying your rent, your mortgage, your credit cards on time. Things not to do, not to change jobs, to make any large purchases, change bank accounts, move bank accounts, deposit large amounts of dollar in there, apply for credit cards, or loan or car loan or a car lease, or max out or overcharge on credit card accounts. Those kind of things will affect your credit score. And during the process of the home buying, even though it could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, they will look at your credit score and make sure that it didn't dip. And they will make sure that your credit bureau and credit report to see you have not accrued any new debt as well, because that could significantly impact your buying power. So basic types of mortgages out there: conventional, FHA, USDA, VA. Conventional loan, of course, very standard program loan, as low as 3% down, not 20% down, 3% down. FHA as low as 3.5% down. But with FHA loans, you would be able to qualify with a lower credit score, as low as 500, and you would be able to even go as low as 3.5% down payment. USDA loans are for homes that are in the countryside, a little bit off the main roads per se, and you could do a USDA loan or a VA loan for zero down payment without any kind of down payment assistance on those two programs. And the VA loans are for veterans, for folks who served our country, and they qualify for it. We'll assist you through the steps on that, and they have great programs, great rates to be able to support our vets. So here's a little Q&A we'll do here with Ms. Haley. So it's about what you can and cannot use for your down payment and your closing costs, right? So Haley, do you think we can use a buyer can use a 401k, a retirement account towards their down payment and closing
Yeah.
costs? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thumbs up. You got it. No, that's for
Mhm.
sure. We can definitely do that. How about gifts? How about if my cousin Vinny wants to gift me some money, my mom, my dad, getting gift funds?
Yes, but with the right documentation.
Right, proper documentation. That's right. And my team will be able to get all those paperwork processed for you. But yes, gifts are acceptable. You got it. Stocks, bonds, if you have some money in Apple or Amazon and it's vested on in stock market, can I use that?
I I'm gonna say no because stocks aren't actually like you have to sell the stocks.
So you're right. Yes, yes, and no. So no, because you cannot use the stock to buy the house. Yes, because you can sell the stock, liquidate it, put the money into the account, and use it to be able to buy the house. So yes, 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 and no. You're right. Can I swipe my credit card for $10,000 and put it as a down payment?
No,
You're right. You cannot. You cannot use a borrow money credit card or get a loan from a bank to be able to use as a down payment because again that would offset your debt to income ratio as well. So which I answered my own question. The loan we cannot do because you got to get a loan to be able to pay a loan. An undocumented cash, so which is mattress money per se.
no.
You're right. Technically, no, but there are options to be able to explore on that. Again, I will share my link here with everybody, and we can everybody's case by case basis. Let's connect. Let's talk and see what your scenario is, so we can make sure we can help you properly. Let's go next. So, what fees would need to be paid before or at closing? Some of the ones are basically listed here. Like appraisal fee, the lender and you both want to make sure that the property is worth what you are buying, right? So if you're buying $500,000 home, well, we need to make sure the appraisal comes in at $500,000 to make sure that it's worth that. Um, there's title and escrow fees, prepaid taxes, prepaid insurance, and inspections fees as well. So those are some of the fees that need to be paid before or at closing as part of your closing costs per se. I know this is a lot of information.
I
Yes,
wanted to add on to the last slide. One thing that's not included and that a lot of first-time home buyers in particular don't realize is that as a buyer, you don't need to pay your agent out of pocket. We're paid as part of the sales contract when you go into contract on the home you want, and it's typically paid by the seller at closing.
correct, correct. Thank you for bringing that up. Any questions? You can put them in the chat for us here right now, or we'll be able to also set up our call, one-on-one call, to be able to schedule that and answer your private question separately. So mistake number 3, using the listing agent to buy the house. Now, what is the issue with that, Haley?
So, using a listing agent to buy the house, it's legal, it's feasible. I won't even say it's feasible. It's legal, but it can get very messy, and in the end, it's not in the best interest of either party. So typically, I don't know if we want to go on to the next slide and kind of. So yeah, so a seller's agent and a buyer's agent have fiduciary duties to their clients. So the listing agent already has a contract with the seller. So if you're coming to them as a buyer, they're not going to be able to fight for your best interest because they were in contract first with the seller. So with that being said, you could, like it says here, you could pay thousands of dollars extra just because they're not negotiating for your best interest. So the point is, like I said, the seller's agent has a responsibility to the seller to have their best interest and get them the most money possible. And so with that being said, they cannot represent a buyer and a seller and have both of their best interests in typical residential transactions.
Yeah,
So when I have a listing and I'm representing a seller and a buyer comes to me without an agent, I'm referring them to another highly qualified agent in my brokerage just because I don't want to create that relationship with them and they still have the best representation on their end.
yeah, you gotta have your own. As a buyer, you should have your own representation to make sure that your best interest is being looked at in the best possible way. That's for sure. And that's where you hire a buyer's agent. There she is.
Yeah, so I work with buyers and sellers separately. So I work for you as a buyer's agent. Like I said, it's rarely an out-of-pocket cost. I actually have not seen that happen yet, where it's not negotiated into the sales contract and paid out from the seller's closing costs. I'm your negotiator. So when we get those inspections that we talked about, I'm reviewing them. I also always encourage my buyers to review the documents as well, but I'm going to go over them with you and kind of put them into plain terms because a lot of it is it's a lot of reading and it's a lot for the regular person. So if you don't know what you're looking for, then that's why I'm here. So we do have a buyer's representation agreement. It is exclusive, but you're not signing your life away when you sign a buyer's representation agreement. You do have the option if, for example, you're with a realtor and things don't work out, you can always you're not so locked in.
No, what you're getting is you're getting her as solely to be able to help you with her fiduciary duty to her buyer to help you get you to the finish line with your best interests at heart.
100%.
So mistake number 4, skipping a home inspection. Where would a home inspection come in handy, Haley?
Like we were saying, when it comes to negotiations, if you don't have a home inspection, you don't know much more than what you're seeing when you do a walkthrough of a house, which can be a lot depending on the property. So with the cost here of skipping a home inspection, you purchase a house unaware of any deal breakers, so you lose that negotiation power. You miss having a forecast of future repair costs. So, like for example, like you mentioned earlier with the roof inspection and pest inspection, things like that, you at least know what you're going into. Say there's a repair you might need in 5 years. At least you know that before going into it, and you can make your decision based on that. There's contingencies for these inspections so that if there's something in the inspections that either the seller doesn't want to repair or you don't want to deal with to repair, that lets you out of the contract. So that's very important to get that home inspection because otherwise you're locked into a contract without knowing what's wrong with the house, if anything.
Yeah. Let's see. So, mistake number 5, not reviewing the homeowners association HOA docs. So that's a lot of paperwork, isn't it?
It is. It is. So like I said, I'm always reviewing the documents for my buyers because, like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot, especially to the regular person. So I'm going to break it down for you in plain terms so that you understand what it says. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're getting looking at the homeowner association documents because you want to make sure that they have money, that they're not HOA is not broke, and that they're not going to come after you for some right away for a special assessment like roofs and windows and these things like that. You just bought a house and you just bought a property and they have an HOA, and if you didn't look at it, you would be sideswiped with the fact that you got to spend another $10,000, $20,000 lump sum extra because they need to change something in the property. So, we'll make sure that Haley will be able to read those documents back and forth, up and down, to make sure that there's no surprises for you and that you're getting into a good property if it has an HOA attached to it.
100%. And I mean, if we're looking at condos or single families and that are in an HOA, I'm getting those HOA documents while we're looking at the properties.
Yeah.
So that we're ahead of the game in that way.
So How's everyone feeling? Pretty concerned, anxious, stressed. It's a lot of information, right? That just getting hit left and right. Well, we're here for that. We're here to be able to help you,
Yeah.
hold your hand, and help you navigate through it, and make sure we answer your questions. Because even though if you don't have a question right now, an hour from now, you're something's going to pop up in your head, and you're going to say, "I should have asked that." Well, you know what? We're available to you, and Haley's going to share her phone number and her email address in the chat, and so will I, and we'll make sure that you have access to us at any time. We are available to you 7 days a week. We're not on bankers' hours schedules, so we want to make sure that we're available when you need us to be available.
100%. I'm available almost 24 hours a day.
Yes, almost.
Almost.
How does everybody feel? You feel like this time is well spent this evening? You know, you got some good information out of it, at least. I hope. And do you see yourself starting a home buying process this year? Maybe, at least, maybe just to see, hey, dipping your toes in, seeing, hey, what do I qualify for? What can I get approved for based on my income, based on my debt, and so forth. And what I'm talking about is a conversation. It's just basically saying, hey, I make this much. Hey, my debt is this much. Sean, what do you think I can qualify for? That's what we're talking about. Not learning credit, not looking at credit report and bureaus and things like that. Basic information, 15-minute call conversation, which I'm sharing contact information with you, so you'll be able to just make an appointment and have your one-on-one to be able to answer some questions for you.
Yeah, and if you have your one-on-one with Sean and find that your credit is where you're lacking, then that's when you reach out to me for my credit keys.
Yep, that's where it comes in handy. So, like the opportunity to speak directly, one-on-one, privately, you can always go to meetshawn.loan and schedule your time. Contact Haley and her phone number in the chat, and you can always find us online on our social as well, and connect with us, and we'll be happy to answer questions and guide you throughout the way. So. We're offering free consultations all week. Definitely book a call, and don't be shy. Even if there's no such a thing as a silly question, we'll make sure we answer all your questions and don't leave any stones unturned. Okay.
100%. And I put my contact information in the chat, but my phone number is 415-579-7106. I also put my email, which is haley.brock@vanguardproperties.com, and my Instagram is Haley the Realtor. That's my email as well, and YouTube.
So book a call. Let's set up a time. Talk about your personal situation. Get you pre-approved. Go house shopping for your dream property. That's 1, 2, and 3. And any questions, put them in the chat, please, or just book a time. Give us a call. We look forward to connecting with you and answering your questions for you and your family. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.